What up, YouTube? T Movies here with Zombieland 2 coming out Friday, and with Jay and Silent Bob coming on Tuesday. I decided to do my top 10 favorite comedy movie sequels because I know lots like comedy sequels get trashed on a lot, but there's some comedy sequels that I quite get a kick out, and there's literally comedy sequels that I actually find to be better than the original film at times. So, with that being said, here's my top 10 favorite comedy movie sequels. Alright. Anyway, coming in at number 10, it is Bad Santa 2. Now, this isn't as good as the first film, I would admit there, but I got kicked out of Bad Santa 2. You know, you had Billy Bob Thornton coming back as Willie. So you had shame that Bernie Mac wasn't around because it would have been a cool scene. Yet again, Bernie Mac's character did die in the first film, but anyway, you also had Tony Cox coming back. You had Kathy Bates as Billy Bob Thornton's mom, which I still found to be a little unbelievable, to be honest, yeah, because they're like half the same age, like half their age is a little half before each other. But Bad Santa 2, I thought it didn't have as much as heart as the first Bad Santa did, but I still quite got a kick out of it. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing, the kid from the first film all grown up as well. You also had Christina Hendricks in this one. The director of Mean Girls, Mark Wahlberg, directed this. That actually was pretty decent, and I still kind of wish we get a third one, but the box office results for the first one wasn't all that great, so yeah. Alright. Coming in at number 9, it is Dumb and Dumber 2. Now, granted, I'm not talking about the prequel. Yeah, that's a different story. Dumb and Dumber 2, it was pretty funny. I mean, you had Jim Carrey coming back, Jeff Daniels return. It wasn't as good as the original Dumb and Dumber, and it did not have the same heart. But Dumb and Dumber 2 was still hilarious. I mean, this time around, you had Harry and Lloyd, who are now in the search for Harry's long lost daughter. And you also had Kathleen Turner was also in this. So it was pretty cool to see Kathleen Turner in this. You had Rob Rigger. Bill Murray had a pretty funny cameo. You also had Laurie Holden from Walking Dead fame. Dumb and Dumber 2 was once again another road trip film like the original, and both Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey both still had great chemistry with one another. I mean, yeah, Dumb and Dumber 2 is a really hilarious one. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll be down to see a Dumb and Dumber 3, but I can't remember if the box office results for the Dumb and Dumber 2 was all that great, but I'll be down to see a sequel, like a third one. Anyway. Alright, coming in at number 8 is going to be Scary Movie 2. Now, like the first Scary Movie, this one also spoofed lots of horror classics like The Exorcist, Poltergeist. You also had the Wayne brothers coming back. You had Anna Faris in this, returning once again as Cindy. You also had a few other cast members like James Woods, Tori Spelling. You had Natasha Lyonne was in this. You even had Chris Elliott. It was pretty like Chris Elliott with that little hand is hilarious. I mean, there are a lot of times where I find Scary Movie should be slightly better than the first Scary Movie, and I kind of wish Keanu Wayans could come back to do another one because I love to see Marlon Wayans back as Shorty. I mean, Shorty was just awesome. And come on, remember the scene in it where they like took Shorty's head off, and yeah, that's your brain on drugs. Anyway, and of course the parrot was hilarious. I mean, I really get a kick out of Scary Movie 2. And Scary Movie 3 and 4 are not bad either, but they don't really be at the first shoot. The first two Scary Movies are just awesome. Oh, and I should mention you had Tim Curry in this, so what else can you ask for? Alright. Coming in at number 7, it's Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. Now, I probably even prefer this over the first Anchorman. Now, Anchorman 2, it was a long way of, it actually got released in 2014, like 10 years later after the first Anchorman. I mean, I really won't be surprised if we get Anchorman 3 in 2024, by the way. Anyway, Anchorman 2, I really got a kick Anchorman 2. Also not to mention the fight scene at the end, or the news anchor, I think is even better than the fight scene in the first Anchorman. I mean, that time around, you had really fun cameos by Kanye West. You had a cameo by Will Smith, Liam Neeson, Sacha Baron Cohen, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler. Some really great cameos towards the end. Not to mention, you also had James Marsden was in this. Vince Vaughn reprised his role here. You had Megan Good. Of course, you had Steve Carell returning, Paul Rudd, David Koechner. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good cast member in this, and it's really hilarious. I still hope we get a third one, but to be honest, if we do get a third one, I won't be surprised we won't get one until 2024, because I guess they want to wait until another 10, until Anchorman's 20th anniversary. Oh, not to mention you had Christina Applegate returning too, one more gap for there. And Adam McKay, I mean, it's pretty cool seeing Adam McKay back, and Anchorman 2 also ended up being Will Ferrell's first ever sequel, not counting the Austin Powers films, by the way. But yeah, Anchorman 2 is such a great one. Alright. Coming in at number 6, I'm going with Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. Now, Neighbors 2 is probably even as funny as the first Neighbors. I mean, it didn't have the same heart as the first Neighbors did, but I got kicked out of Neighbors 2. This time around, instead of dealing with frat boys, Seth Rogen and his wife here, played by Rose Byrne, has to deal with a group of sororities led by Chloe Moretz. And this time around, he had Zac Efron, who ends up teaming up with them to take down the sorority. Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising is just hilarious. I mean, Chloe Moretz, it's probably one of her most grown-up roles she's done in recent years. You also had Beanie Feldstein from Booksmart was in this. You even had Lisa Kudrow. Sam Richardson was also in this one. Dave Franco also returned here. Yeah, Neighbors 2 is a really awesome one. I still hope we get Neighbors 3, but not really sure if that's going to happen. Although there is a funny short of Neighbors 3 with this time Seth Rogen and Zac Efron faces off against aliens, which I'll be down to see a third one with aliens. Oh no, not aliens, zombies I meant to say. But yeah, Neighbors 2 is awesome. And I mean, it got released in 2016. It's sad to say it did not do as good as the first Neighbors, but still did promising. So I kind of shame we haven't seen a third one, but I guess she was up there. Alright. Coming in at number 5, it's Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Now, the first Home Alone, I love the first Home Alone. But there are times where I think Home Alone 2 is slightly better. I get kicked out of Home Alone. This time around, instead of him being home alone at his actual home, he ends up being home alone in New York City. And that's someplace you don't want to be alone at. And, you had Macaulay Culkin come back as Kevin McAllister. You had Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern back as the Wet Bandits. You also had a cameo by Donald Trump in this. Yeah. You also had Tim Curry in this as well. I mean, who doesn't love a good Tim Curry? It was also one of Rob Schneider's earliest roles. Home Alone 2 is really hilarious, and the way the place where he sets traps in is just fun. This time around, he sets traps at this abandoned warehouse instead of his actual home, and the traps he sets are really cool. And him roaming around Central Park is a little scary, but yeah. That literally proves one thing that I do not. That's literally the reason why I never roam around Central Park at all. Well, actually, I don't roam around Central Park, period. But yeah, Home Alone 2 is such a great one. coming in at number 4, I got Ted 2. Now, Ted 2, I probably still prefer the first Ted over this one, but I got kicked out of Ted 2. Now, funny enough about Ted 2, like, I literally could have been an extra for this movie. I'm not lying. I had a really slight chance I could have been an extra. Like, because I'm still part of Central Casting and like, literally one time, I checked my voicemail, and it turns out one of the casting people ended up leaving me a voicemail, and I did not really listen to the voicemail to when it was like a little later, and I'm like, dang, I should have answered that phone quickly because I was at the movies when it caught. So yeah, but I would love to had a cameo on Ted 2. I mean, Ted 2 this time around you got Ted who's trying to he's trying to adopt a child, but the law declares that Ted is not really a human in the eyes of the law. So they decide to go travel to New York City. So Morgan Freeman's attorney character, pretty much represent Ted. And Ted 2, you got Seth MacFarlane back as Ted. Mark Wahlberg was in this. You had Amanda Seyfried, a very funny cameo by Liam Neeson. That was a pretty funny one. I mean, the guy ends up getting beaten up by kids because of tricks. I mean, pretty funny end credit scene. You even had Dennis Haysbert was in this. You even had I'm not even joking. Tom Brady was also in this, and that was a kind of a funny cameo because here Mark Wahlberg and Ted ended up trying to. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. In one scene, Mark Wahlberg's John character and Ted ends up trying to steal. Wait for it. Tom Brady's sperm, so they could make a baby. Like, yeah, that's actually really awkward to think of. And they also had the Jurassic Park theme song, which is funny because this movie got released a week after Jurassic World got released, so I kind of find that to be funny. And I'm still hoping Seth MacFarlane makes it Ted 3, but it's been since 2015 since we last seen Ted, so. Alright, coming in at number 3, it is 22 Jump Street. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I probably prefer 22 Jump Street over the first 21 Jump Street, and I love that first 21 Jump Street. But 22 Jump Street is great. And my favorite moment in 22 Jump Street is the scene where Ice Cube's character finds out that Jonah Hill's character ended up sleeping with his daughter, and Channing Tatum's reaction in that scene is probably the highlight of the movie. And Ice Cube was probably at his best in this. I really quite like Ice Cube as the captain in these movies, and he really was hilarious in this one. And this time around, you got you of course got Janko and Schmidt who decides to go to college to pretend to go to college to track down this art major because there's been selling these Wi-Fi drugs there, so they gotta try to find out who the dealer is. And 22 Jump Street, it's usually rare to find a sequel that actually is even better than the first film, and 22 Jump Street did it. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, those two are just geniuses. And you even got, not to mention you had Dave Franco back in this. Peter Stormare played the villain here. Jillian Bell stole lots of scenes. 22 Jump Street is hands down awesome. I still wish they go ahead and do a third one. I mean, at the end of 22 Jump Street, they kind of tease off with more 22 Jump Streets. At the end is hilarious. Where they it included 22 Jump Street in space, 22 Jump Street at a nursing home, 22 Jump Street anywhere. That was pretty funny right there. And yeah, I really got kicked out of 22 Jump Street. Now, Granted, there was also rumors about the Men in Black and 21 Jump Street crossover, which sounded dumb. That is literally a dumb idea, but yeah, it never happened. But hey, I guess it's for the best. All right, coming in at number 2, it is Austin Powers in The Spy Who Shagged Me. Now, I actually prefer this over the first film. Now, International Man of Mystery is great. I quite love International Man of Mystery, with Elizabeth Hurley and all. But Austin Powers in The Spy Who Shagged Me is great. I mean, Go Member with Beyonce was good too, but I still my favorite is Spy Who Shagged Me. With it's the movie that actually made me have a crush on Heather Graham. I loved Heather Graham in this. You also had you had the introduction, like the first debut of Vern Troyer's Mini Me in this. Like everyone always thought that Mini Me first appeared in the first film, but no, he appeared in the second. You also had Seth Green in this. You also had funny cameos by Will Ferrell, and you even had Robert Wagner was in this. Yeah, Austin Powers and Spy Who Shagged Me. It's more like a spoof of what you call like Doctor No and all, but and of course it's this play on the Spy Who Loved Me, but instead they call it Spy Who Shagged Me. And the scene, like my favorite scene is definitely the one in the tent where those like guards who are trying to take aim at Powers and Felicity ends up like thinking that they're doing something sickening in that tent. That scene cracks me up all the time. The fat bastard scenes in this is hilarious. What not to love about Spy Who Shagged Me? And I still hope we get a fourth Austin Powers movie, but yeah, I know Mike Myers been talking or actually wants to do another Austin Powers, but yeah, that's a believe it when I see it type of moment. All right, now my favorite comedy movie sequel of all time goes to American Pie 2. The first American Pie is one of my favorite comedies. I just get a kick out of that film every time. And the sequence gets better and better. Like, ascending the straight to DVD because those are different stuff. But I'm talking about the Dear Acula releases with Jim, Stifler, and all. I mean, Steve Stifler, I could probably watch a whole spin-off with just Steve Stifler. I love the Stifler character. And this time around, they end up like going from Michigan to having to pretty much having like a weekend getaway at this like vacation resort at this cabin and all, and they end up wanting to like hook up with girls and all that. You even had Shannon Elizabeth back in this. I adore me some Shannon Elizabeth, and it's not because of the first American Pie, but anyway. Sean William Scott as Steve Stifler was once again hilarious. I really got kicked out of American Pie 2. I actually still own this on DVD. I could watch the movie all the time. I never really, frankly, I never get bored of any of the American Pie films. Now, the home video ones, I quite get kicked out of them too. But the ones with Steve Stifler, Jim, Oz, and all, I really like them a lot better. And I'm hoping we get another American Pie film because I love to see more. Like, come on, I need more American Pie in my life. So yeah. All right, that's pretty much. Oh, and also, not to mention my favorite moment, like my favorite scene in American Pie is probably the scene when when Jim, Stifler, and them go to their the next door neighbor's house, and they try to prove that those girls are like lesbians and all, and they had to like in order to like get with them, they had to pretty much do stuff that they asked them. Yeah, that like you had Jim and Stifler kind of kiss one another. That was kind of awkward, but it's kind of weird, but it was really hilarious. Anyway, but that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, Bad Santa 2. 9, Dumb and Dumber 2. 8, Scary Movie 2. 7, Anchorman 2. 6, Neighbors 2. 5, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. 4, Ted 2. 3, 22 Jump Street. 2, Austin Pac-Man. And 1, American Pie 2. Now, there's loads of other ones I probably could have added. The guy who for me actually mentioned Rush Hour 2. That's a pretty good one. I love Rush Hour 2. Men in Black 2. There's Beverly Hills Cop 2. Ghostbusters 2. If you want to go with animated, Toy Story 2, Shrek 2. But I'm just going with live action stuff. Let's see. Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay. There's Wayne's World 2. Speaking of Mike Myers. There are also bad sequels. I'm not going to lie. There are bad sequels as well. Like Airplane 2, Caddyshack 2. A few other ones I probably could have added. Not to mention the Friday sequel is pretty good. So really, they're all actually good comedy sequels in my opinion. But let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite comedy movie sequels of all time? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here, Steve Movie signing off.